We're not here to, obviously you want to dissuade people's very, very wrong opinions about the circumstances of what's going on right now. But we also cannot lose sight of the fact that there are a lot of people who are scared for various reasons. But the one thing that really comes to mind, particularly in the Jewish community, is the fact that you do have certain people of certain stature at certain levels that are being extremely vocal about this and saying that the Jewish people are being persecuted and they're in the line of fire and all of this. And here's my response to that. Is it possible that that is the case for some people? Absolutely. If you cannot recognize that what is happening in Gaza is a genocide, how do you expect people to respond? You have people say, oh my God, they're cheering on Hamas. It's like, well, if Hamas is the only thing that may be standing in the way of a complete ethnic cleansing, then you have to be able to put yourself in the other people's shoes. And it seems to me that there's only one side of the story that's being told. We all know who the biggest players are. Of course, the biggest name right now, of course, is Amy Schumer. We're not going to dive into her because there's no point.
And just for people to be aware, and he'll attest to this, I don't follow her. I don't know anything about this. I don't want to talk about her. I don't want to give lip service to her. I've never found her funny.
Neither did I.
I never gave her any mind whatsoever.
But the thing about her that I think really speaks to a lot of the big problems that people see today, and there's always these anti-Semitic tropes that are always thrown around regarding Jewish people, but she is as negative a stereotype as you can possibly get.
Well, like our congresswoman.
Well, she's not funny. She does steal jokes. That is well documented. She is also somebody who is, let's just say, not easy on the eyes. I'm not one to judge people based on their looks. I look for what is on the inside. And if what's on the inside is ugly, then I am okay to critique their outside. And so in her case, she is as ugly on the inside as you can possibly be. So hence I can make fun of the fact that she is not so good looking on the outside.
I don't ever go there with him. It bothers me immensely that he goes to the physical. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to me what she looks like, but I don't think she's funny.
She likes to declare herself the most successful comedian of all time.
Who is, wait.
Amy just said this the other day.
That she is?
It's the most, yes.
So like people like, I don't know, Joan Rivers or Lucille Ball or people like that, like.
Oh, they don't exist. They all come second to Amy. I am related to Chuck Schumer.
That's hilarious.
The other thing that I always found so very entertaining about this person, and again, I don't want to get into conspiracies here, but when you are directly related to the most powerful senator right now, granted, I still say it's Mitch McConnell, even if he's not in the majority position.
And even if he's not even coherent.
Well, but the point is that Charles Schumer is her cousin. And the amount of influence that provides for certain people, look no further than, I think I'm going to be president of the United States, Gavin Newsom. How many people know that Gavin Newsom's aunt is Nancy Pelosi? That's his aunt.
We live in a very, very, it's like the merging of an oligarchy and a monarchy, and that birthed our Congress.
Could you briefly speak, without addressing her specifically, but can you briefly speak about this issue, whether it's with
the bad
handful of these Jewish, wealthy, affluent women that seem to think that when they speak, everybody must listen.
Right. Well, there's definitely a certain level of privilege and entitlement that just some people, it just oozes off of them. She strikes me as one of those people. Wealthy white women crying victim is not a good look. It's just not a good look. Even if you might really be a victim sometime, in this particular case, it's just not a good look. Also, I would suggest that people look to other not those Jews. There's unfortunately a lot of Jews that represent the absolute worst of us. And when I see that, it's like there are many times where I'm looking at certain people and I'm like, yeah, it's no wonder that there's anti-Semitism right now. Now, in all reality, there has been anti-Semitism forever. It is real. It is scary. My family escaped it in Russia. Like it's not a joke. I take that seriously. I've experienced it personally. It's real. Like that is real. But it has nothing to do with the state of Israel. In fact, the Israel situation, it's almost like we're giving justification for people to have an issue with Jews. And as far as the Palestinians that are in Gaza, for anyone who's suggesting that they hate Jews and want to kill Jews, yeah, duh. And I would suggest that if the state of Israel was a Christian state, they would be saying that about Christians. So this isn't a chicken and an egg thing. This isn't like well, they hated us, so then we had to put them in a cage and did it. No, that's not how that happened. So facts be told, they were fine. They didn't have an issue with Jews. They just don't want to live in a Jewish state since, it's theirs. That's all. So now maybe after 15, 16 years in captivity, you've got more than half the population of Gaza are children, which means that most of them were born in captivity, right? So most of the people that live there were born in captivity. I want everyone to stop and think how you would feel about your captor. And by the way, your information and your resources are very limited. It's not like they can just go on the internet whenever they want to and go research. It's not like they have access to quality education or healthcare or anything, right? So what would you like your captors? Would you think your captors are swell? And what if that was your only knowledge of Jews? What if your only knowledge of Jews was that those are the people that are your captors and keep you in a cage? I'm thinking you might not like us. Well, similarly in this country, when we see representations of Jews, like people like Deborah Messing, Sarah Silverman, Amy Schumer, like the three of them.
You have to address Mayim
Bialik, whatever. Well, she's weird to me. She's just, good God, nobody should listen to her. But like when I see these women, it's the same thing to me. It's like, it's no wonder that people would see these privileged white women just sitting there oozing and being all, we're the Jewish thing, and then thinking, yeah, I want to hang out with those people. I think, are you kidding me? This is the worst representation of Jewish people ever. May I recommend, I don't know, Jon Stewart? May I recommend, like, there's got to be certain people that we can come up with that would be better viewing material for you. It's very frustrating, but I think that also about my representative. And by the way, this is one of the things that's infuriating me most about Congress right now. Apparently now 18 people have signed on to the requesting of a ceasefire. Only 18 of 435 people. Only 18 of them want a ceasefire. And none of those are Jewish people. There is not a single Jewish representative in Congress that has their head on straight. That's, to me, the worst representation of Judaism I've ever seen in my life. You people should be ashamed of yourselves. And then I look at all these amazing tribes people in JVP, like Rosalind Pichesky and these people, and Rabbi Brant Rosen, who are, Jews that are putting themselves on the line for what is right. And you've got all these Jews sitting in a power position in Congress, and they're too scared to even speak. You're cowards. You're cowards. That's what it is. You know what? It's ridiculous. Rosalind Pichesky is an 84-year-old woman who comes from Jewish Palestinian survivors of the Nakba. And this woman at 84 years old was just arrested at Grand Central Station protesting what Israel is doing in Gaza.
I'm going to play you a quick clip to give you an idea of just how bad this really is. So for those of you who may or may not have been paying attention, President Biden spoke at a very exclusive fundraiser in Minnesota, of all states, the other day. A lady in the audience who is a rabbi, Rabbi Jessica Rosenberg, I believe is her name. She's
with Jewish Voice for Peace, I think.
Yes. Decided to let the president know that what's happening is not good. Well, here's the reaction.
Mr. President, if you care about Jewish people as a rabbi, I need you to call for a ceasefire right now. No.
So let's get this straight. A Jewish rabbi requesting a ceasefire just got booed and asked to leave by a whole bunch of other women in the audience sycophanting to Joe Biden. I just want to make sure that I saw this correctly. And somehow that's good for Jews. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.